Because last Friday, my reading of this book won Audio Book of the Year. So I thought I'd read a couple of little bits from this, and then we would nip over to Q&A. How does that sound? You nod like you have a choice. You had no choice. So this is a little bit from chapter 3, and I'm going to read a little bit from chapter 3, a little bit from chapter 7, and they're just bits that I like reading. If you haven't read the book, one day you will, and you'll get to the bit in chapter 3, and later the bit in chapter 7, you'll go, that's the bit you read. In the meantime, all you know is that in the first chapter, Bod is about 6 years old, and something in the graveyard is about to happen. Bod sat down on a clump of grass and felt sorry for himself and hated everybody. He even hated Silas for going away and leaving him. Then he closed his eyes and curled into a ball on the grass and drifted into a dreamless sleep. Down the street and up the hill came the Duke of Westminster, the Honourable Archibald Fitzhugh, and the Bishop of Bath and Wells, slipping and bounding from shadow to shadow, lean and leathery, all sinews and cartilage, wearing raggedy clothes all a tatter, and they bounded and loped and skulked, leapfrogging over dustbins, keeping to the dark sides of hedges. They were small, like full-size people who shrunk in the sun. They spoke to each other in undertones, saying things like, "If your grace has any more blooming idea of where we is than us do, I'd be grateful if he'd say so, otherwise he should keep his big offal hole shut." And all I'm saying, your worship, is that I knows there's a graveyard near to here, I can smell it. And if you could smell it, then I should be able to smell it, because I've got a better nose than you have, your grace. All this as they dodged and wove their way through suburban gardens. They avoided one garden, hissed the Honourable Archibald Fitzhugh, "Dogs!" and ran along the top of the garden wall, scampering over it like rats the size of children, down into the high street and up the road to the top of the hill. And then they were at the graveyard wall and they went up it like squirrels up a tree and they sniffed the air. "Where, dog?" said the Duke of Westminster. "Where? I don't know, somewhere around here. Doesn't smell like a proper dog anyway," said the Bishop of Bath and Wells. "Somebody couldn't smell this graveyard neither," said the Honourable Archibald Fitzhugh. "Remember, it's just a dog." The three of them leapt down from the wall to the ground, and they ran, using their arms as much as their legs to propel themselves through the graveyard to the ghoul gate by the lightning tree. And beside the gate, in the moonlight, they paused. "What's this when it's at home then?" asked the Bishop of Bath and Wells. "Lummy," said the Duke of Westminster. Bod woke then. The three faces staring into his could have been those of mummified humans, fleshless and dried, but their features were mobile and interested, mouths that grinned to reveal sharp, stained teeth, bright, beady eyes, clawed fingers that moved and tapped. "Who are you?" Bod asked. "We," said one of the creatures. They were, Bod realised, only a little bigger than he was. "His most important folk, we is. This here is the Duke of Westminster." The biggest of the creatures gave a bow, saying, "Charmed, I'm sure. And this is the Bishop of Bath and Wells." The creature, which grinned sharp teeth and let a pointed tongue of improbable length waggle between them, did not look like Bod's idea of a bishop. Its skin was piebald, and it had a large spot across one eye, making it look almost piratical. "And I have the honour to be the Honourable Archibald Fitzhugh, at your service." The three creatures bowed as one. The Bishop of Bath and Wells said, "Now, me lad, what's your story, eh? And don't tell any porkies, remember, as how you're talking to a bishop." "You tell him, your worship," said the other two. So Bod told them, He told them how no one liked him or wanted to play with him, how no one appreciated him or cared, and how even his guardian had abandoned him. "Blow me down," said the Duke of Westminster, scratching his nose, a little dried up thing that was mostly nostril. "What you need is to go somewhere that people would appreciate you." "There isn't anywhere," said Bod, "and I'm not allowed out of the graveyard." "You need an old world of friends and playfellows," said the Bishop of Bath and Wells, wiggling his long tongue. "A city of delights, of fun and magic, where you would be appreciated, not ignored." Bod said, "The lady who's looking after me, she makes horrible food, hard-boiled egg soup and things." "Food?" said the Honourable Archibald Fitzhugh. "Where we're going, the food's the best in the whole world. Makes me tum rumble and me mouth water just thinking about it." "Can I come with you?" asked Bod. "Come with us?" said the Duke of Westminster. He sounded shocked. "Oh, don't be like that, your Grace," said the Bishop of Bath and Wells. "Have a blinking heart. Look at the little mite. Hasn't had a decent meal and he don't know how long." "I vote to take him," said the Honourable Archibald Fitzhugh. "There's good grub back at our place." He patted his stomach to show just how good the food was. "So, you game for adventure?" asked the Duke of Westminster, won over by the novel idea. "Or do you want to waste the rest of your life here?" And with bony fingers he indicated the graveyard and the night. Bod thought of Miss Lupescu and her awful food and her lists and her pinched mouth. "I'm game," he said.